Hi! So I just got back from hearing Jacqueline Woodson speak at Erickson, and that was really cool. Um, I kind of went into the experience with no expectations, so I had no idea how long I would really be there for, and I was kind of hoping it wouldn't last too long because I've got some other stuff to do, and I really ended up enjoying myself, and I really liked some of the things she had to say. First of all, the person who introduced her mentioned how many books the TE department reads by her and how many different books by her the TE department reads, which I had no idea. So I thought that was really cool to hear about how she the TE department reads so many of her books, but they don't just read one of them across all of the classes. Like time after time, professors choose her books for their students to read, and I just thought that was really cool, and probably that's not true for very many authors at all. So yeah, I was really impressed by that. I really liked hearing about the writing process. She talked about how she chooses characters and choosing their stories, and she talked about choosing to show one of her characters' poetry, and I don't know, I just thought it was really interesting to hear about the choices she makes when she's writing, and how those choices kind of evolve the book from her books from where she begins them and where, they end up before they get published. I also really liked how she talked about teaching students empathy. She talked about how her third grade teacher read books to her class that were usually pretty sad, and she said that she told her mom about them, and her mom was going to write the teacher and say, "Don't read those anymore." And she said, "No, wait, I want to hear the stories." And she talked about how hearing those books helped her develop empathy when she kind of didn't have a lot of experiences already in her life that would make her empathetic or make her feel certain things. And so reading these stories about people who had had things happen to them helped her develop empathy. And I actually think that kind of goes along really well with our discussion of banned books, because I think it just kind of goes to show that even if you don't have something crazy going on in your life, reading about, these things that happen can really help teach a lesson. And so I thought that was cool. I also just really enjoyed hearing her read from Brown Girl Dreaming, even though that seems silly because we obviously already read it. For some reason, it was super cool to just hear her read her own words, and it just kind of made it more real as a memoir. So I really enjoyed that. Also, I just thought she was really funny. I can't think of any examples now, of course, when I should, but just some of the things she said it was really funny, so I had a really good time. Also, I was really surprised how many elementary, maybe early middle school age kids were there, and some of the questions they asked were really good. One student read the back of her book and said, "This says this character tries meth. I'm wondering what's meth." And Jacqueline said, "It's a drug that you should never ever try." And I don't know, I just thought that was hilarious. And I thought it was really cool to see how many different age people were really interested in hearing her speak. I honestly expected it to be all graduate students. It seems when I go to stuff like this, it's like almost none of the TE undergrad students show up, and it's all grad students. And I was so surprised to find that it wasn't just grad students in the TE department. It was kids from public, schools in the area, undergrad students, graduate students, the kids' parents, just people in the community. So I thought that was really cool. And I guess that's all I have to say.